two events that I have not announced yet, but I think I want to break something here on your show.
All right, let's do it.
Breaking news.
I have about 15 cattle prods at my house.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out at Tom and Dan Live on all social media. The YouTube, we got a lot of people in there today. You could be in the chat room chatting it up with everybody. They got to watch some Love Thy Neighbor, and they're going to get to meet our celebrity guests.
Yep. So the Florida Man Games are coming up, but we've been talking about the Florida Man Games for years because Busey, I know Mike from Mike Weather Page is involved.
Is this the fourth year?
Third year.
Oh,
Third
yeah.
year. Third year.
We've got Pete from the Florida Man Games on the couch with us. How you doing, Pete?
What's up, guys? It's cool to be here with you.
Well, thank you for being here, man.
And,
thank you.
And then we've got Steve Lemme on the couch.
Hey!
What's up? And of course,
our listeners know Steve. They love Steve.
Yeah, we've talked to Steve before. I think back in our old studio. Of course, Steve from Tacoma FD.
One of the only, I would say, guests of our show to make, I believe, all studios.
Yeah. I think
in every single studio we have, you have like either zoomed in, called in, or been in.
Of course, Broken Lizard,
Yes.
Super Troopers, Beer Fest, countless movies. How you doing, Steve?
I'm fantastic.
Very good to see. Hold on, I'm going to give you a blast. I didn't do a Florida Man style. You get a blast.
Okay.
So Steve's in town doing press for the Florida Man Games,
and it's 20 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Which is not very Florida.
It's fucking cold.
Yeah, it is fucking cold.
And it'll probably be hot. When is the Florida Man Games, Pete?
Florida Man Games February 21st, so we're about a month away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like by mid to end February, the weather's going to be perfect.
It better be. I'm literally calling it off. It's cold outside.
Can you do that? Do you have enough power to just say it it's done?
I actually bought a ton of those heaters, just in case it was really good. You know those heater
The
poles?
ones with the thing on the top?
Yeah. I have 12 of those in my garage for the last 3 years. I've never needed them, but this might be the
a
year.
lot of businesses, a lot of bistros buy those for their patios.
Yeah.
That's right.
You go to a bistro, they have the heater out there. It's too hot. It's way too hot. It's on my head.
So, Steve, how'd you become involved in the Florida Man Games this year?
So last year, Pete, we had, on Tacoma FD, we had Sam Shaw, who is a professional wrestler, WWE wrestler.
Okay.
And he was a guest star on an episode of Tacoma FD.
Okay.
And so he reached out with Pete and asked if I wanted to introduce the evading arrest obstacle course.
Okay, yeah. It was one of the games at the Florida Man Games.
Yeah, where they run from the cops.
Yeah, which, and this was last year, and I couldn't do it. But I was looking at all the stuff, and I was like, this would actually make a great TV series. And so then this year, I can't remember if I reached out to you guys or I reached out to Sam, but whatever.
I think one of us hit you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so we started, collaborating, talking about, possible shooting a TV pilot, and then also me coming down and doing, I guess, what I was going to do last year on a little bit bigger scale, which was, this year, what I'll actually be doing is interviewing with Kevin Heffernan, who plays, Farland, my partner at Tacoma. We'll be interviewing the winners and losers after each event.
Okay.
So, it's going to be 8 hours of us interviewing people.
And you mentioned your friend Sam
Shaw,
who is Dexter Loomis.
Loomis,
in WWE. I was like, I know that name, but I don't know that name. But who also, shout out to that guy. I've been wanting to get that guy in here just to talk on the show because, person in the chat room mentioned he's an excellent artist.
Yes, he is.
He is
great artist.
That guy is he trips me out because he's a muscle guy, but a mean-looking muscle guy. But then also he's a very accomplished and excellent, artist. So he's pretty cool. Pretty cool dude.
So Steve, there's an element of turning the Florida Man Games into a TV show.
Well, when you look at the events, it's basically there's a lot of ways to describe it. It's American Ninja Warrior meets Jackass.
Yeah.
It's there are elements of that you can add to to it to make it like American Idol with, like one of the things I'm down here for right now is interviewing the team captains to get some of those pre-packages, those delightful pre-packages where you see the contestant, milking a cow or petting their dog.
Yes, yeah.
So, we haven't had any cow milking or dog
No
petting
cow
yet.
milking. We had some weird ones yesterday.
We had some good
We had
ones.
some very, very good ones yesterday.
We should go through our teams. All right,
Okay,
what do we
because
got?
it's kind of
Yeah.
North Florida versus South Florida.
Yeah, this year it's North Florida versus South.
Okay,
yeah.
now Steve, and we've told this before, but Steve's wife I went to high school with, and
Oh, I
she
was
used to
gonna
go
say, you better tread lightly, buddy. Like, what the hell are you doing?
and we're from South Florida,
Yeah.
which is completely different than North Florida.
Wow,
Totally different.
I mean, like, but
Yeah.
It might as well be a different state.
I honestly feel
or
like
country.
I've got you guys out trashed, easily being born and raised Central Florida.
Central Florida
Very
is a blend.
trashy. DeLand, Deltona area, come on, man.
I was going to say DeLand. If
Yeah.
you said DeLand,
I'm born and raised DeLand.
that's one of the trashiest areas. in Florida.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
right down the road. I get it.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm in St. Augustine now.
Okay, I went
Yeah.
to school at Flagler, double trash.
Did you? Okay. Yeah,
double
man.
trash. Yep.
Well, Miami, from an outsider's perspective,
Yeah.
Miami is the outlier. Like Miami,
Yeah.
and then Florida. You can lump all of Florida in together after that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not that I want to make
In his
enemies.
non-Floridian opinion.
Yeah.
but-
Well,
Yeah.
Southwest Florida is full of old people, but it gets up to Naples, and then you're starting to get, into Tampa, and that's a whole different crowd. Like,
Who's
there's
got
really
the-
like 5 different boroughs
Who,
of Florida.
in both of your opinions, who has the most unbridled, untapped, hillbilly Florida talent? What team?
What teams of
What
the teams
team?
this year?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, that's a good question.
Well,
Because
I mean,
it doesn't
Cletus-
necessarily mean they're going to win. Because
Right,
like just because
right.
you have look at like the NFL or like who has it doesn't matter. You don't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
the best players. You need the best team.
Yeah, I think Cletus's team is going to be pretty impressive. He's
Cletus
got-
McFarland.
Yeah,
he's
man.
Team Bradington.
Yes, he is.
All right.
And we're doing it out there at the Freedom Factory. So they're kind of on their home turf. That might give them a little bit of an advantage to be on the home field.
Now Pinellas team. That's our buddy old.
That's Mike Weatherpage,
That's
right?
Mike's
Yeah.
weather page.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
from Mike's weather page.
yeah.
I have to go by because he's been on our show so many times. I have to throw my love behind Mike, right? Or you'd
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
mad.
Yeah. I mean, Pinellas, Tampa.
Plus, I'm gonna say something I've never said on the show before. I know Mike from Mike's weather page is real. I'm not gonna dox him. I know his real email address, and it's really Florida man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I can't even say it.
Wow.
It's so Florida, I can't even say what's in it. But Mike from Mike's weather page, very Florida.
So, and we'll go over the teams in a second, but I feel like Florida, the marketing of Florida is bigger than it's ever been. Like, just even with HBO, it's Florida Man.
Yeah.
Show that they, and there's a lot of celebrities involved in that, and it's just and just the media itself, because of Florida's reputation, really, because of how our media can get released, is really why.
Sunshine laws,
There's,
Sunshine law,
there's
yep.
crazy people in every state. People, Mississippi's worse. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't know, man. The Mormons give us a run
Louisiana?
for their money with their drugs and everything.
It's our French or
Ohio.
Yeah.
something. Yeah. But so
Louisiana man is very crazy.
But the Florida Man, the media has been publicized so much, the marketing of it, that it's gigantic worldwide, I feel. And that's helped this event a lot. Because it's gotten
I
bigger
think
and bigger
we've
each
helped
year.
the Florida Man headline. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
no,
I
yeah.
think it's the other way around. This event has magnified
Yeah.
the presence on Florida. But no, it's really cool. We're kind of working with the built-in legend of Florida Man.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And it's one of those things where all you have to do is hear the name, the Florida Man Games, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
see that.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I don't know anything about it. I got to see that.
So let's go over the actual games real quick, because some of them have changed. Some of them are the staples in the Florida Man game.
Right.
So let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, so our staples of the Florida Man games are the evading arrest obstacle course, where the guys have to go through a series of obstacles, throwing alligators through drive-through windows. You guys know that story, I'm sure.
Yep.
They have to steal catalytic converters and copper pipes, and then the final challenge of that event is running from actual cops. And we've got the Manatee County SWAT team providing their cops for
nice.
this year. So they're bringing the heavy hitters for the cops. We've got the grocery aisle brawl, which that gets chaotic instantly.
So explain that.
Yeah. So two guys start off inside of grocery carts. Their kind of teammates push them towards the grocery aisle, and they've got to literally fight each other for all the items left on the shelf. The toilet paper, the beer, the Solo cup, all the essentials
Okay, well,
for a hurricane.
Yeah.
Alcohol and Solo
The
cups.
whipped
basically,
cream
yeah.
flavored pinnacle vodka.
Yeah.
All the essentials.
And how's this set up as far as like, is it in different places? Is like their stands? Like, give us an idea of like what we're like if someone's going to the Florida Man games, like what they're walking into.
Yeah. So this is going to be all in the infield of the Freedom Factory.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of different locations.
Okay.
And I kind of set it up that way, so we don't have to move things around and break down in between every competition. But I want you to see different things on the field and be like, oh shit, what are they going to do with that later today?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they're kind of stationed all over the place in the infield out there.
And how many different teams are involved?
12 teams.
12, okay.
Yep, 6 from the north, 6 from the south.
And how do is there a lot of the teams that participate every year? Are the same ones? Or are they new every year?
There's a handful. So our 2-time champions actually are back. Obviously, the champions are invited every single year. And then we've got a handful, pretty much our top 6 from last year is coming back.
Okay.
And then some brand new teams in there along the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you like, I want to go back to like even producing a TV show and how that business works. I want to like dive into.
I'm sure it's different now. I mean, since when you guys started doing,
like
let's say
when you
some of
put
your
together-
first public,
Broken Lizard back in
yeah.
the day, and like producing movies, and then like the business has changed in the past 20 years.
Or maybe it's changed 3 times.
Yeah.
It changes every year.
Okay, explain it to us because we don't know. Like we're 2 Florida men that are here, been doing the same
And
podcast.
we're too lazy to throw gators through, windows.
We've been doing the same podcast 15 years. We're not producing movies and TV shows, or we have no idea about any of that world.
And no curiosity to do better. We're like, this is fine.
By the way, that's a very Florida attitude. Right
Yeah.
We're like, it ain't bad. Ain't bad. Not bad.
We're like, I got an RV,
Yeah,
I
not
got a
bad.
boat. That's all I
Hey,
need.
Pretty good. I got 12 beers. Let's go.
So how has it changed? The business changed since you've been in it in the beginning.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's like when we made the movie that we made before Super Troopers was called Puddle Cruiser.
Okay.
That was like 1996. And we went out to Hollywood, and it was like NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, and then like the CW and UPN were like these, like the 6 networks.
Yeah. That was it.
That you could sell to.
Yeah.
And that was the way it was. And now obviously there's streamers, and there's, the YouTubes of the world, and there's, Tubi and Roku channel and all that stuff.
It's almost infinite, right?
It's infinite. And so it's like, it used to be that like a network on any given night would have, I don't know, 8 to 15 million viewers or something. That's just not the way it is anymore. That's more like 3 million viewers.
Yeah.
And then there's like, these pockets of eyeballs, and nobody knows where those eyeballs are going to wind up. And so it's like,
And they're all moving each other. We talk about this all the time. Like,
well, they move now more than ever. We're conditioned to with a attention span and jumping around. I mean, like people are dancing to what's new all the time.
it's like almost it's diluted entertainment down to like there's so much out there that all audience numbers are smaller, right?
yeah, it's across the board.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that's still doing really well though are things like the YouTube channel and and a lot of the social media influencers. If you catch and something blows up, you're golden, and you can ride that pretty far. If you have a video with like a couple million views, and by the way, I say this from a position of ignorance because I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
right. But a lot of those people are going to be out at Florida Man games. I mean, Wix
and
is
even
one of those guys.
Even Mike has got 2 million plus Facebook followers and stuff, but very specific niche, and he does the weather, and then like his own personality and stuff comes across. But it's like he's presenting the weather as you could say professional meteorologist at this point because he makes money doing it, but he's an amateur Florida meteorologist that has curated a little audience of 2 million. I say little, it's gigantic because most news stations in Florida won't get 2 million viewers, but then out of that 2 million, it's weird because some of them are ghosts people and some of them are bots and there's a little of that too in all social media. It's weird to navigate this world. But Steve, so how when it comes to even shopping a show now, what the hell? What's the process?
Well, the one thing that has, I think, remained consistent is that the people who are in charge of the money bag always they operate out of fear.
Okay, yeah.
Right, and this is the way it was when I entered the business, and it's still this way, in that they don't necessarily know if the thing that is being pitched to them or presented to them works or not. Even if it's a completely original idea, that might scare them the most.
Right. Okay, because they want something they've seen before.
Yeah, I need something that's consistent here. I need something I've seen before.
Yeah, and so the thing that still remains the same is if the auspices that they can put together make safe sense to them. So it's it used to be okay, well, we have this director and this actor and this screenwriter, so we are going to greenlight this movie, and then the movie comes out and it sucks and it bombs. Those people can still fall back on the fact that they were we had all these great pieces of the puzzle here, so that obviously it should have succeeded. Whereas if they took a chance on a project with some no-name actors and directors and it bombed, they would just get fired.
Gotcha. So they're protecting their own job.
That's perfectly said.
So it's still the same now. So I think across the board, and what they're relying on a lot of the time when it's not a name actor or somebody like that, it is the young people that have followers. And if they're okay, well, this person has 20 million subscribers to their YouTube channel or this many followers on Instagram, that's a safe bet, and we'll invest our money in that. And then, I don't know that they invest as much money as they used to because they're still, it's it's so diluted.
Yeah.
We use that term a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but that's how they make their decisions most of the time. Is there somebody that we're really excited about? Is there a social media influencer that we're excited about? And that works for unscripted. I don't know if it works for scripted as much because you never know if those people have talent to act in something. But it's still the same decision making. Well, I'm not going to go for this person because they don't have an Instagram following. But this person has 20 million followers. That's the safe bet because they can plug it on their site. And we know that it'll get to 20 million people. And
gotcha. Yeah. So it's almost like it's a built-in advertising safety net. If you hire, and we've seen this before, even people hiring social media influencers for their movies and acting and shows, just because they're well, at least they will bring their audience, and that's
at the very
value.
Least, 20 million will see whatever they're talking about.
Yeah,
or they'll be able to promote it.
Well, I think in the case of a guy like Rob Delaney, it works because that guy's a talented guy. But for every influencer like him, there's probably 99 that don't have that kind of talent.
Sure.
Yeah.
But so the best thing you can do as a creator is still to create something that's completely original that people haven't seen before, which I think the Florida Man Games is.
Yes.
I had spoken to these guys last year about it, and then I saw on ESPN either top 10 or not top 10, they had the evading arrest obstacle course, and I had major fucking FOMO. Because I was God damn it.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be right there for that thing. But it made me think, it's it is, we've seen sort of the things like American Ninja Warrior. We've seen the obstacle courses. And and all these competitions. But this one is different. There's also the bullwhip competition this year.
What's the bullwhip competition?
The bullwhips and bad decisions. So it's... Two guys are going to be in a caged octagon.
Okay.
And they're going to be wearing belts full of beer cans. The other guy's objective is to whip those beer cans off. And, of course, along the way, you're going to get some stray shots.
Oh, no, the
all
belt
over
is
the
near their
place.
genitals, and they're
Not only that, but the golden beer can is right in front of their nuts. So, and that's worth like 5 points. So people going to be aiming for that one.
So
Yeah.
there's two guys whipping a bullwhip at each other, belt full of empty beer cans,
Yep.
trying to whack them off.
Yeah.
Well, they're not empty, are they?
Whack 'em off.
That was a weird way to say it.
It's
But
called, it's
yeah.
called a bullwhip whack-off.
Yeah.
everybody
Maybe we need to
does that.
change the name of that one. The
Listen.
bullwhip whack-off.
Actually, why don't you call it Tom Van's
I want to name it
bullwhip
right.
whack-off?
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
Tom Van's bullwhip whack-off.
How many people come out to the Florida Man games?
Thousands, man. Our first year we had 5,000 people out there. It was bigger the second year, about 7,000. And Freedom Factory, we had the capacity for about 10.
Okay.
And we might sell it out, man. Yeah,
Nice.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
a lot of people.
That's the
Yeah.
goal. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's always the goal,
how do you
right?
control though? Because I mean, you are, and maybe this is a silly question, but when you are tampering in the dark arts, you know, when you're stomping around in Florida Man land, sometimes that will attract people. They're like, "Hey, man, I'm just gonna fly my helicopter right over it, and just watch it the whole day." Or like, do you have to how do you police it? How do you
Yeah,
make sure? that
lots
you
of
don't, like-
actual police.
Yeah, do you have to have?
And
yeah.
luckily, the cops love coming to this thing because obviously their homeboys are competing in it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of cops on and off duty just show up there and hang out. So it's a big law enforcement presence out there for sure.
Yeah, and also Florida cops are a little bit different.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you would have to be.
yeah. You deal with a lot of
You
different things.
see a lot of things.
Well, it's like those, when you see the shows where the guys who catch the serial killers are like, you got to learn to think like a serial killer. I mean, that's the way it is with Florida cops. You got to learn how to think like the Florida man.
You
Yeah.
do.
As Steve, I want to ask you about. I saw that you finished shooting the Super Troopers 3.
Yeah.
And that comes out later. I want to talk to you before it comes out too. But when do you guys decide? Because I think we talked to you last time when Super Troopers 2 came out. And so with 3, when did you guys decide to do a third?
We decided with the third Super Troopers so Super Troopers 2 was finished for about a year before
Okay.
it came out because the studio realized that 420 in 2018 was a Friday night, was Friday. And
Okay.
so they were like, we're going to wait a year and take that weekend, make it a holiday
When
weekend.
you hear that though, as a filmmaker, and like, because you're excited, right? Like, are you like? Because like I'm one of those people that I'm like, I know what's right, but I also know what I want. You
Yeah.
know, like, and I want my movie. Was that kind of how you felt, or?
Yeah, your heart sinks.
Yeah.
Your heart sinks. On the flip side, when you have a release date for something, on the business sense of things, you can start selling. Yeah. And if something's coming out next week, you've got a week to sell. If something is coming out next year, you got a year to be we got this movie coming out. We got this movie coming out. But in that time, we were like, all right, well, we should start working on Super Troopers 3. And so we started batting around ideas for it. And we knew, the smart thing to do would have been to put the script on the studio desk the Monday after Super Troopers 2 came out because it had a great opening weekend.
Yeah.
But we're not that smart. So we didn't do that. We didn't get the green light. And so it took us, another 6 or 7 years to get the green light. But we were still writing the script, and which always makes it better. And so, we have, I think, a pretty great movie on our hands. And it's edgy. And there's,
Is it harder to do that, or is that a myth when people say? Because that's what you see online. It's like edgy comedy. You can't say what you want to say anymore. True or not true? What would you say as a filmmaker that really makes edgier comedy movies?
Well, in this particular one, we found a way to make it edgy, which is, I don't know how much really I'm allowed to say, but
Yeah, don't spoil it.
in this, there is a component of an Indian wedding.
All right.
And, we have an Indian director.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah.
And, obviously he's a writer too.
He's been in the news a little bit too. You've been talking about Chevy Chase.
Yeah, he's on that,
Amazing. You say one thing about Chevy Chase, and then Jay is everywhere. They're like, and then people are saying, "Gee, he can't say it." Like, oh, it was like looking like a mess.
Oh, did he catch a hard time?
From what I understood, Jay was speaking out about his time directing Chevy Chase, and then other people
On the Community.
on Community, and
Yeah.
other people, Chen Jeskar, I should say.
Yeah.
Did I butcher that? I don't think I did.
You just butchered it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But then people were saying kind of like, well, don't talk about it. That's none of your business, kind of a thing. And I'm like, no, he's just sharing. He was there. He was part of it.
I believe he was there the day that Chevy Chase threw out an N-bomb.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's what he was referencing in the article. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some people were like, well, I think anytime you bring something like that up, people are like, whoa.
I heard that documentary that he was involved in. Like they were like, "Why'd you do this? It made you look worse." Like it was like he thought that it may have.
Well, the opening scene that I like is that, that he kind of like Chevy's going on to say like he's very misunderstood. And he asked the current director, the current director says to Chevy, like, hey, man, I want to tell your story. Tell me your story. I want to understand you. And Chevy's like, you're too dumb. You can never understand me. That was like what he said back immediately. He's like, I would never share my story with you
That's awesome.
because you're too stupid to ever understand my story. And I was like, oh, I got to watch this.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things where you're like, the dude's just going to train wreck himself, and now I got to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Jay's in there, I'm definitely watching it because we've talked to him before and he's great.
How many crazy people? I mean, not that you'd ever mention it, but like,
You want him to air out all those crazy people?
no, it's in Hollywood. Like,
naming some
Tell
names.
us all your crazies.
because sometimes it's weird because like we get to meet a lot of, especially like touring comedians and celebrities that come through Orlando and stuff, and like really almost we've not had one bad experience really. Like everybody,
just one.
everybody's real cool and down to earth and like and it makes sense. It's like, well, to work in this business you kind of have to have that cool personality or like be easy to work with because it's a difficult business to be in. So like it made sense to me that everybody's cool, but then you hear these stories about these prima donnas and these crazy people that like, and that seems like an like an old school thing where you could be hard to work with and still get work because there wasn't the pool of I guess distribution or like it's just less people.
You
to
couldn't
work
find
with.
those people, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so am I going down the right path or wrong, Steve?
Well, is there a question in there?
The question is, are
we
there
like for
still?
you to find the question, Steve.
What I'm going to do is ramble on, and you have to figure out what I'm talking about.
Yeah, typically we say things. If you can't find the question, that's your fault. That's not our
All right. Well, I think I found it. I think I found
Okay,
it.
Yeah, thank you.
How many
Finally-
crazy people?
I think he just wants to know who's crazy.
Thank you for
In
finally
Hollywood.
getting his question. Jesus.
No, what I think. Here's the thing. I don't mind when older actors are moody and crazy, because like like a good friend of mine was the late Bill Paxton,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
and we worked with him on Club Dread. That's when we met him.
Yeah.
And this is, I mean, he'd been in like Terminator.
Yeah. So
and
the biggest-
Titanic.
Yeah.
And like
Twister.
and True Lies and Twist. Like he had done all these gigantic budget.
Setting like like literally top level movie for months.
Yeah.
The top. Worked with
Jesus.
James Cameron many, many times. And when he came on to Club Dread, it's like it's a natural thing. By the way, he wasn't a prima donna at all, but it's like his patience level when things weren't like,
right.
top notch. Where he'd be like, man, what kind of fucking Mickey Mouse operation is this? And you're like, well,
we've
come
heard
on. And it's like, and that's, by the way, that's the least level of crust that I've seen from some older actors.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like not even a big deal.
No,
Yeah.
and with the older actors, you're like, fine, like we get it. If they're older than him, it's like you worked in old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like with a Donald Sutherland who was in Beer Fest. It's like, and Cloris Leachman, like you guys worked in like the 60s and 70s when like film was king.
Different
and, like,
rules.
Yeah.
the whole thing, right? It's when young actors come in, and you're like, you're a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you to be such a young fucking dick?
Yeah.
That's when I get annoyed because it's like you have to earn the right to be a dick. And like there are some young actors who come in and it's like they think they're hot shit because they're great looking or something, or they're on their second job, and it's like you're gonna like talk yourself out of this industry if you keep acting like that. That's what I don't understand. Is the young dicks. I understand the old dicks.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Especially you've been around, like, even like Paul Mooney when we met him and stuff, and you're like, this guy's nuts, but he's also a genius comedian.
Yeah.
And he's also been like worked with Richard Pryor. It's like he earned the right to be crazy as he wants.
Yeah. He's seen some different things and was formulated a different way. So of course, when I meet him and talk to him, we just don't. we didn't mix well. You know,
Steve, is there an opportunity for, and we've seen some like stand-up comics like self-distribute and like not partner with bigger companies and stuff, and like, hey, I'm just gonna sell this stuff myself or put it out myself. Is that really a viable business plan? I mean, because one, it's like you can do that nowadays. Like you can make a movie and just put it on the internet. There's no money. Like I don't know where the money would come from, or like if it's just pure promotion, or you just want to get out there. So like, have you seen that work?
I think I have seen it work.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it definitely works. If you have the ability to get it out there to the amount of people. I mean, you're cutting out the people who are going to take a huge chunk of your money, and ownership is king. So like, I mean, Florida Man Games, it's like if you own something outright, first of all, if you get into a business situation, you'll have all the leverage in the world.
Okay.
But if you're collecting 100% of something, it's way better than whatever split you're going to be given with somebody else. But you have to have the means to do it. It's like you think about, like, I know Louis C.K. did it, started to do it.
He was kind of forced to do it, though, right? Because people.
No, he did it before.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and
that's
unfortunately, he did. He actually, when he did it before, I think he was one of the most successful independent. And then the news story or the scandal, however you want to frame it, broke afterwards. But he was kind of going down that path to kind of, I think, pull everything back and do everything on his own. It's what it seemed like he was going to do.
And because
I think he's done it
because he had the means. He was at the height of his popularity. He hadn't been. Those accusations hadn't come out
right.
yet.
Yeah.
And so he decided to just self-distribute through his website, and his first thing was hugely successful. And I don't even remember what he was charging, but he
I bought it. It was $5.
Yeah, it wasn't that much.
Yeah, the first one he did, I remember, it was right before the scandal broke, because if you'll remember, I had just, this is like, it would have been 2012-ish, I think, because I just exited Real Radio. I'd resigned.
Okay.
And Mike Aiello took me to see Louis C.K., and this is before anything, Todd Glass opened for him. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, what am I getting to see? And he was plugging, and I was like, what? This guy's going to sell his own thing? And sure enough, you go on his website, and you click this, and it was very rudimentary. It was like, it did not look fancy. It was like, you clicked a little thing, you put your credit card in, $5, and then you got audio, you got an MP3.
Yeah,
it was like not a big deal. You know? Like,
it's a weird equation though, because like as you get more and more famous, then it's easier to self-distribute because your name's big enough. Like you could obviously get on any media, promote it, and because your
to
name
kind of push
alone,
it through.
Yeah. But then the more famous you get, it's like, why try to do it myself when it's so much more work? I'll just partner up with another company than them do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like a lot more work to self-distribute. And you only can do it if you're famous enough to promote it yourself. But then if you're that famous, you might as well partner with a company to make it easier on yourself. So it's like right in the middle where it's like, should I partner with someone and give them a percentage or do it myself? I guess it's hard to.
Well, I think the moral of the story there, TC, is that at some point in your life, you do have to work hard.
Damn it.
You have to do something.
Did you write that down? Going back to Florida Man Games for a second.
That sucks, Steve.
sorry to break it to you, bro.
I want the easy path.
You just want to be a no-name, nobody guy who puts something out and makes billions of dollars.
Yes, now you got it.
I want that too.
Yeah, man. Did you have a hard time locking down the concept or the name Florida Man Games? Were other people trying to like squat on it or keep it? Because that was another thing I was surprised. I'm always surprised when anybody has like the official name for anything. Like you go to get something and they're like, it has a real name. I'm like, how the hell did you do
especially
that?
when big companies are already kind of using it, and then you got to worry about them being like, we own it's Florida Man.
Yeah. Did you have to jump through any of those hoops?
It was a very rough first year because I mean, you're right. Everybody in the world who owned a Florida Man trademark was like, hey, no, buddy, wait a second.
Right.
But I was very careful to trademarking was a big deal. I spent a lot of money trying to get like lawyers to help me do this stuff right. Because I knew this was something that could be big, and I wanted to make sure all that legal shit was in order from the beginning. So it was something where we trademarked it right, we classified it correctly, and with trademarks and things like that, it's like if you have a beer that's called Florida Man, and I have a athletic competition called Florida Man, it's not the same.
yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
We're not in
fine.
the same ballpark,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, that was. I mean, all the money I made the first year was spent on trying to make sure the Florida Man games was solidified.
That's
as
the
its
answer
own
I
thing.
wanted. That is
Yeah.
the honest
Yeah.
answer
Oh,
of,
yeah.
of a hard-working
Yeah,
Florida
buddy.
man.
So let's talk about the Florida Man games again. What time of day does it start? How long does it go?
Yeah.
And tell us about besides from the competitions, what else is going on at the event?
Yeah, so gates are going to open at 9 o'clock. We're going to have Lane Pittman, who is the guy who was the Hurricane headbanger
Okay.
with the American flag.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that guy.
He does our national anthem every year. He plays a sick rendition of the national anthem on electric guitar.
Has he made a living off of just that one?
Not quite
image?
as big as
Yeah.
big as QAnon shaman, but he's kissing his heels. He's
Right,
nipping,
right.
Well, that's because the
nipping.
lawyers got involved.
Yeah, they do. The shaman's running for office, so he's got my vote.
Yeah, I think he does well, man. I think Lane Pittman does really well off of just being that guy. But yeah, so you're going to go in there. We're going to have like mechanical gators to ride. You know, everybody else has a mechanical bull. We have the only mechanical gator in the state of
There's
Florida.
mechanical dudes you can get too.
Yeah, I don't. I
You
don't
grab
think
onto the
that.
pecker. It's awesome. They're awesome. I've been trying to get Tom to buy one. He says it's gay. I don't know.
Is this a Florida thing though? Because this has to be a Florida theme.
But it's
No.
real. It's
Yeah,
Key
yeah.
West and real.
Yeah.
If you go
Got it.
far, if it's so far
'Cause
south.
what's Key West? Everyone's gay in Key West.
Yeah.
Even if you're not, you are. If you're there, if you're partying correctly, if you're doing it right.
Yeah, man. So gates are going to open at 11. We're going to do like team introductions at 10:30. Tell you who's all out there.
Nice.
Let you get familiar with the teams a little bit, and then we go straight into national anthem. And first competition hits at 11 o'clock. I think that's going to be the Naked Rampage that we start out with.
Oh, what's that?
Naked Rampage is.
Tom's interested. All of a sudden. This ain't got a horny Florida
And
man
this
right
is the
here.
guy that won't buy the naked, the mechanical
Hey,
dude.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Like the bar part.
So you guys probably heard about that story a few months ago where the naked guy broke into somebody's backyard and just absolutely trashed the backyard.
Okay, I did
just
see this
simply
headline.
because
Yeah.
he's a Florida man. Yeah. So we're going to try and replicate that. We're going to
Well, he was on meth or some sort of.
Well,
you
look,
know how
there's-
good it is to be naked on meth, just
Yeah.
throwing things
But
around?
that's
There's-
Florida. Everybody's
right.
naked on meth,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's
a lot.
3 key ingredients to a good Florida man story: nudity, meth, Walmart.
Yeah,
Right.
okay,
The only
all right,
one we
yeah.
didn't have there was Walmart.
Okay.
So we're gonna replicate that. We're gonna put pool noodles in between everybody's legs. We're actually gonna hog tie them at the legs.
Okay.
So it's a little harder for them to get around, and they're gonna have to destroy everything they can in their neighbor's backyard. It's gonna be all 12 teams at once. So it's just gonna be like a melee of dudes out there swinging their noodles and knocking shit over.
All
There
right.
you go. A
And
lot of good greasy noodle swinging.
that's right. Like Steve mentioned, I think we jump into bullwhips after that.
Okay.
Bullwhips and beer cans and bad decisions. And then we've got two events that I have not announced yet, but I think I want to break something here on your
All
show.
right, all right, let's do it.
Breaking news.
We I have about 15 cattle prods at my house that I need to use for this event. So I think yeah, what else am I going to use them for? What
Just
else?
lying around.
Yeah, what else am I going to
Yeah.
use them for,
Yeah,
right? So I think we're going to do sort of a blindfolded cattle prod Marco Polo type of deal out
right,
there.
all right.
Where we put all 12 guys out there on the field armed with cattle prods and like last man standing
You ever
wins
been
the
hit by a
competition.
I can't even say it. It's
I-
a
fun.
cattle prod.
I
It's
imagine
fun.
I've been hit by a taser.
I've been hit by a taser, not
which
by
I
a cattle prod.
which I
Yeah.
imagine is pretty similar.
I mean, yeah, well, it's a taser for cows.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it's probably stronger.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
And it
giant
always
cow.
looks sort of like it could go in your butt.
Now the judges.
That's how you see everything.
It really is. You know what my
getting
wife
a
says? He
theme
sounds
here.
just like my wife.
Yeah.
It all comes back to the butt.
It all comes back to the butt. Forever. Florida.
So is someone judging the competitions, or is it just like is it like win or
It's
lose?
like quad wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. How does that
No,
work?
we've got a team of refs out there who are going to kind of be keeping score, throwing flags on when people fuck up. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so there are, they're trying to keep it,
Yeah.
between the lines a little bit.
Slightly
yeah.
awful.
And we got to do that because a lot of betting sites offer lines on the Florida Man games. which
Oh,
I was
really?
I was astounded to find out after last year that there were like 3 betting sites They were letting you bet on the Florida Man games.
Oh, you better get an edge right now. You got the guy. You can fix it.
Oh,
Right now. You
yeah,
can
yeah,
fix
oh,
it.
I'm doing all that. Well, they lowered the limit, so all I can win is $100, but I'm going to win it.
But
By the way,
always wanted to do
Oh,
it.
I'll ask Pete before, and I'll call Steven like, hey, which one is
it all
going to
to
win?
Wix. Give it all to
The
Wix.
problem is I'm going to charge you $50,000 for the answers. So
But the
you
bottom
better
line is
make
like,
more than 50.
I just, it's like when you're an idea man, like I am,
Okay,
and you
yeah,
see
yeah.
these opportunities.
Yeah.
My ears perked up just now, kind of like in horse racing, when they dose the horses to perform badly. I'm gonna get in on that shit.
man.
I
You
see
wanna
an
get
opportunity
on
to make some money here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And Steve, when you see this going on, and you see that no one's obviously you can go on YouTube and see video of this, but it's like there's not a show involved in this, and there needs to be something, and this is why you are involved. It's like, hey, I need to package this together and put this out there for the world to see, right?
Well, because when we spoke a year ago, I actually calendar-wise I couldn't come and do the thing.
Yeah.
But then I saw it on ESPN, and then it was Dre.
Yeah.
When we came down for spring break to Miami, and he was like, "Have you heard of this thing called the Florida Man Games?" I was like, "Yes, I've heard of the fucking Florida Man Games." Have you heard of the fucking Florida Man Games? And he's like, I saw this thing. They got this evading arrest thing, and I was like, I know it's good, it's solid, and it's something that we haven't seen before, and it's something that we should put out there in a real fashion, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, make it one of these strongman competitions on ESPN2 that you see late at night.
You know who did a good job of that? I'll give them their flowers. I think that they did a good job when they brought it back because they bracketed it. So, and they did an amazing big bracket was BattleBots. Mm-hmm. When they did it last year. They brought it back, and it's the second season they've done it. But when they brought it back, they're like, we're going to start with 78 teams.
Yeah,
and then they narrowed it down, and you can watch all the episodes. There's tons of episodes, but they all go through, and they do narrow it down to down to 6 guys, and then you get your finals. But it was really well done. I would love to see. A really well produced.
Yes.
Actually, I'd really rather go out there and see it live.
You gotta
which
see it live,
You can
for
do
sure.
right now. Get in there now before it gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Get in there
Sell
now.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, and that's the thing. It's when Pete and I were still we're talking about it initially. My real point was because I know Pete had been talking to some people about that, and then of course you have sponsors who were like, well, we don't like this element of it. It seems too irresponsible, or some of the contestants are drinking beer. Can we get rid of that element of it? And there was a lot of caution.
Yeah.
Overly cautious people who wanted to get involved, potentially do something with this thing, which isn't in the spirit of the games, which was my pitch to Pete. Number one, the live event is the most important thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't want what I'm, trying to do to interfere with the live event at all, because what I really responded to was the lawlessness of the live event.
Yeah.
And the live event is the baby. That's the original thing. So that's not ever going to get fucked with. And now I've lost my train of thought, but that's
Yeah, you're not here to change it. You want to document it and then and leave it how it is. But you want to tell the story of what this is.
Exactly. And you guys are saying you got to see it live. You absolutely have to see this live. And so the challenge for me then would be all right, how do you capture that? Find people who want to put that on TV or whatever it is that aren't afraid of putting that sort of lawlessness and edginess out there. And it's actually pretty liberating. We've had a couple meetings with people, and when that that's the directive, we're actually not going to fuck with what the real product is.
Yeah.
It makes it really easy to say no to people. And when you can say no to those people, then you have all the leverage, and they're shocked.
So in a weird way, keeping your original ideology, keeping the original no, the mission statement was X, it was this, and never varying from it makes your life easier, because it's not that that's a bad thing. It's just if you don't like that or you want more caution, this isn't your games.
Exactly.
This isn't a good fit.
So what we need are partners that are like-minded, and if that's not you, that's okay, because what we're not going to do is change
Right.
what is the essence, what's at the heart of the Florida Man games,
Which is what makes it fun.
because it's fucking Florida, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the whole attitude is we don't give a shit about your rules and your regulations and and your laws, man.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell Andres that this is all his idea, it's gonna make his life.
Yeah, I was going to advise you not to say that because he's going to.
I'm gonna text him. He's gonna run out of school right now.
Call
He's a
himself
teacher.
Mr. Florida Man Games. He's like,
He's gonna quit his teacher job.
No, I'm Mr. Florida Man Game.
I've been telling him like, hey, you should drive up for this. We'll go out there.
I think. Well, I'm hoping they all come because Tiffany's coming.
Okay.
We're bringing the boys.
Okay. Oh, you're bringing the
my
boys.
God.
You can't let your boys see.
Oh, yeah, you got to see it.
I didn't
gotta see
advise him to do that. I advised him against that.
They may want to come to Florida.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
you got
like,
California boys. They
Yeah.
can't handle Florida.
What if these Cali boys want to become Florida boys?
Hold on a second.
Are they Florida boys?
You know what? I don't like that tone in your voice.
No,
right
no,
now.
no. I'm asking. I'm asking.
No, they're Florida.
They're Florida boys.
Well, they love come to Miami for spring break.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got their friends here. It's
Yeah.
everybody's kids are like, those are my friends in Miami.
Well, they got a Florida mom, and
wow.
you get, no matter where
Do you
your
know how
Florida
strong
mom.
Florida mom blood is? Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's strong.
Dude, that Florida mom blood, she is. So by the way, when I went off to shoot Super Troopers 3, I was gone for 2 months, 2+ months, and when I came back, so Grandma, Tiffany's mom showed up and helped cover while I was gone, and then stayed for another month. But I sat down at the dinner table that first night, and those boys were swearing in Spanish. They were making dick and boner jokes at the dinner table. I was like, boys, you can't say those things here. There's your mother and your grandmother's present, and Grandma's just laughing at the whole thing. And I'm like, you're undercutting the lesson I'm trying to teach these boys.
Oh, yeah.
But what had happened was they had made a full shift to Florida.
Okay.
so,
Florida grandmas.
They don't have.
that
I wasn't even going to bring
she'll
that
curse.
up. A Florida mom is one thing, but a Florida grandma, good Lord.
Well,
They'll teach your kids
they're
how to
obsessed
go.
now
They'll
with
teach you how to shoot a gun.
No, I know, and it's like the bright line. They're obsessed with the bright line body count.
Yeah.
They're obsessed now with Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they want to go to that convenience store.
Yeah.
And get some merch.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna love the Florida Man games.
No, and now they're all like, "Well, Mom's from Florida, Dad. I'm like, "Honey," and they're like, "She's from Florida. Let her be. She's from Florida." So they're into the culture, and they're dying to come see the Florida Man games.
Perfect.
That's funny.
And I'm like, well, it was So the night before, but by the way, the nice thing about the Florida Man games too is it's not just the events. There's also, like we're talking about, like the alligator riding.
Yeah.
There's like between the events, there's a carnival atmosphere. I think.
Yeah.
With like attractions, there's like a professional, like a high-end mullet barber.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna
Oh
be-
yeah. We gotta be able to offer a guy to cut you a mullet cut on site.
Yeah. On-site mullet
yeah.
cuts.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
top tier mullet cuts.
Top tier, the toppest of tiers.
So
I love it.
before we run out of time, where can we get everybody get tickets?
Real easy, thefloridamangames.com.
All right, get your tickets
There you
now.
go.
And
Get 'em now.
Yeah. That's the easiest way. Are there like VIP and regular, or just one
VIP
GA?
regular.
Okay.
Yeah, VIP's only $120. Regular's only $40. It's easy to get out there, man. You're going to see all these cool people. Steve, Cletus, OMG, it's Wix. All these cool people going to be out there.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely going to be out there.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my daughter out there. Now that I know
Hell
Steve's
yeah.
bringing his kids,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'll
I'm
bring
gonna
my sons.
everybody out there.
I always
coming.
say
Yeah.
it's family friendly enough, but your kids are going to learn new words.
Well, we just went to the Magic game, and the guy from Boston that sat behind us used every word in, there's no curse. He used the C word, and it made he had to ask me what the C word is. I'm like, I think you're ready for Florida Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that Magic game was spicier than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
remember
don't know about that.
like 12 years ago, or like when I talked to Steve about having kids. I think it was before I had kids. He told me, and I thought it was crazy at the time. He's like, well, you
remember
just
this.
wait. When you have kids, you'll love them so much.
and I never would have done that in front of my mom.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? But I would have, right? Like,
You did.
my dad
Well-
and I don't know if we're running out of We're out of time.
Right.
Yeah. But,
Oh, now
but
we're
I
out
can
of
tell
time.
You, yeah, I'll tell you a story.
We can
Make
get
you feel
into it.
better. I'll make you feel better.
Well, Steve, Pete, thanks for coming by.
thank
I
you,
really
man.
That was
appreciate
awesome,
it.
you guys.
Again, the Florida Man games are coming up. Get your tickets, thefloridamangames.com.
Get them.
And we will be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. With us in studio, our good friend Killer Beazs is here. How you doing, Beazs?
Well, hey, that's how I pulled over a minute ago.
Yeah, exactly. Give me the
That's a
siren.
Now-
flashback. Now, you should have warned me.
Killer Beazs does have a flamethrower next to him,
Yes,
but
he
we'll
does.
talk about that in a second. Anyone in the Ormond Beach area, Killer Beazs is going to be at Ormond Beach Performing Arts Center on January 31st.
Yes.
Get your tickets at killerbeaz.com. That's BEAZ. And again, anywhere around Ormond Beach, the Ormond Beach Performing Arts Center. If you want to see a pros do stand up, Killer Beazs is your man.
And our very good friend that you've heard on our show for, I want to say
Years?
like 20 years
yeah,
now.
yeah. It's a long time we
exactly.
know Beazs.
I was 7.
So
I
Beazs,
wish I was 7. Oh, man.
let's before we get into your flamethrower, let's talk moonshine, because you've been on the show MoonShiners for how long now?
10 years now.
For a decade now, and then there was a show last night, correct? Or,
No, it's tonight.
so tonight, yes.
As a matter of fact, and last week the show last week was one of my episodes, and
Okay.
what they do, Discovery Channel re-airs last week's show right before the new show, so I'll be on again tonight, a repeat, and I think that is at 7:00 Eastern
Okay.
on Discovery Channel. So before the brand new episode, they will air last week's, and
I
in
love
last
it when they
week's.
do. They're like, if you miss Moonshiners last week, and then they show
Yeah.
Beazs, and he's like, save up, and then they cut to the next, and then they go to the next one. They're like, this week on Moonshine, and then it's you, right?
Right.
And what would be like a breaking point in there, like getting some of your getting your still discovered, or what's the worst thing
Well,
that could happen to you?
Oh, the worst thing that
Weather
can
come
happen
in and
is
kill
you
your-
get blown up. That would be number
You
No, I
died.
forgot about that. I forgot about the
Okay.
yes. You
Yeah,
know what?
that
Thank you,
one.
Beazs.
The second worst thing would be your steel collapses. If you're doing a run, if you're making distillate, if you're doing the run and cut your fire off, your heat source, without then uncoupling this system, it will cause a vacuum. And because most of these steels, the ones we use on the show, are copper, and copper is a very flexible.
Sure.
The tensile strength isn't giant with copper, and it will actually suck back and crush your big pot that your stuff was in.
So you
So
can
like
just destroy
implode.
all your
the
hard
vacuum,
work.
yeah.
So to like essentially implode in itself.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, because it's a
temperature
pressure system. The way the stuff moves through the steel is from the steam pressure pushing it through your thump keg, yada yada, through your condenser. And when you take that heat away, as soon as it starts to get a little bit of cooling, the gases, it's steam, air, whatever, on the inside condenses, and then that causes a vacuum, and it will make your steel implode. It will suck in on itself.
That's crazy.
And they're very expensive because the copper is real expensive that they use. They have to use big sheets of it, and they're tough to
And
make.
once it's
So-
destroyed, it's done, right? Like it's a one and done kind of a
I
deal.
think some people have tried to pressure rise them and push it back out, but you've got creases and stuff. You
yeah,
know,
it's never going to be
which-
a strong.
yeah.
Right, correct. But you could still use it. I've seen some people use some that were all beat up and kind of smashed in, but they're not as efficient.
Do
and there's more of a chance of leakage.
Okay. Do guys
So-
that are doing this, yourself included, are there different styles?
Allegedly.
Exactly. Allegedly. If you were.
If you're
yeah.
on a TV show doing it.
That's why I love that he said that.
You know what? The fact that I make moonshine with hillbillies and hide from the police on camera is hilarious.
Yeah, it is the
Man.
greatest joke going.
So,
right?
Bees. So obviously,
Well, should we play the thing real
Okay,
quick? Because
yeah,
that ties in perfectly.
Because we've been talking to you about moonshiners for a while, and I just always assumed, like, I was like, all right, I know moonshining and stuff used to be, probably more popular back, like, if you go even further back in Prohibition, that's kind of where it started, and then, like, it's always been on the black market kind of thing, but over the years, I just assumed that because there's a show about it, and like the laws have relaxed against moonshine, and like I haven't seen any stories about moonshiners getting arrested anytime, But then, like 2 weeks ago, I see a story about a Florida moonshiner.
It was like 5 days ago.
Or 5 days ago, getting arrested in Alabama for basically taking how many 81 gallons of moonshine.
Here, check this out.
He's got an awesome name. By the way.
This is from WDHN News, courtesy of them.
With some wild news from the Wiregrass, a man is caught with dozens of gallons of moonshine.
It happened in Ozark earlier this month. Ozark police found 81 gallons of moonshine. Authorities say 61-year-old Learndis Hamilton was traveling from...
Learndis Hamilton. When I heard that name, I was like, oh my God. Cartoons and stereotypes do exist.
Whatever it was, he did it. Learndis.
Do you know I ran that name through ChatGPT because I was like, Learndis. There's got, like, what is the origin of Learndis? And Leandis, L-E-A-N, or with no R, L-E-A-N-D-I-S, is a Greek name. The only place, and this is according to ChatGPT, this is literally a statement from AI. The only place you will find this name is Appalachian area.
No, really?
Wow.
They're like the only, and then it listed, hold on, I'll go to the list. It said the only place you will find this name is Southern Appalachian. It is a variation of the Greek Leander lineage. It was bastardized. You'll find it in North Georgia, Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and North Alabama only.
Huh. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
And it's the people who ordinarily would say, if that was in New York, it'd be Leandis. But down where they say taters, how about them tomatoes? Well, it's got to be Learndis.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I was like, man, people are still getting arrested for, I guess, and transporting it across state lines is another, I think.
Well, the federal laws are still intact all over the nation from coast to coast, but there are a number of states that will allow you to distill for personal use.
Okay.
Now, it is still a federal offense in those states, but that state has decided they're not going to use resources, they're not going to use their highway patrol or their local police to go search out people making moonshine. They got bigger fish to fry. They're looking for opiates and fentanyl and meth labs, all that stuff. So I know Missouri is one of those states. Missouri, if above 21 years of age, living in a home, that person can distill legally 100 gallons a year.
Okay, wow.
And they will do it for an additional 21 plus year old in that household. It's maxed out at 2 people. But if you and your wife, of course, if you're moonshine and you and your old lady,
Right. Thank you. Yeah, put it in Learndis terms.
ain't learned this in them, you could have 200 gallons of freaking moonshine for personal use. That's a lot of liquor.
Yeah.
You figure 200 gallons spread over just 12 months. Dude, that is the bachelor party.
Yeah.
You go blind.
That's the end. Yeah.
But also that's the loophole that I'm sure a lot of moonshiners use because and then it's like you do 200 gallons and then maybe you work at another 200 gallons.
Nobody's coming and looking, and they're not, and I'm guarantee you that in Missouri they're not going to make sure that you still have that or your empties, that's just for your use.
Yeah.
So, and the way moonshine got started way back, it was a thing. It was a way for people to make money. Way back, everybody had their little homestead and they had their corn patch, and they would go to town once a month. They'd load 300 pounds of corn on their mule or 400, whatever, take it in the town and sell it. That was their subsistence, They would take it to sell it, but everybody had corn. They didn't get a lot of money for it. And then they got hip to the fact, well, if I had 400 pounds of freaking corn liquor on this mule and took it to town, I'd make 10 times the money. And so that's how it became so prevalent
in all these rural areas. You know, moonshine and our most famous kickback throwback moonshiner was George Washington. He was heavily into liquor making, and there's a George Washington recipe, a highly coveted recipe for corn liquor that they've done. And I don't know if he added barley and stuff. I'm not real familiar with it, but they've actually chronicled that on different versions of the Moonshiners show to go back and show his old recipe. So people have been distilling for, I'm sure, way before George Washington even. But that's how far it goes. Yeah, that's how far it goes back, and it got to be really popular because people needed to make money. Way before Prohibition or any of that was a deal, people in these rural areas, man, that had to sell their crops for subsistence or pelts or whatever, learned that spirits, liquor, distilled spirits, were a money maker for them. And so that's how so many people got to learning and delving into the distillation arts.
Is it when you're talking moonshine, are you talking truly, for the most part, like 90% this is something you're consuming and drinking, or are there any other applications to moonshine that like maybe pioneers would have used or people would have used at that time?
Well, alcohol is a solvent. And so when you're running a still, you're going to get jars. If you lit a jar at a time, you're going to get jars from 70% liquor all the way up to 80. You know, you can get 170, 180 proof, and so it has to be tempered down. Which in the distillation terms, tempering means lower the proof. Yeah. By adding spring water or whatever, or part of your run that has lower proof, because the run starts out real high and then tapers as it finishes off. But you can clean grease off of car parts with it. There's all kinds of stuff. You can use it as an antiseptic when it's high proof. Burn like hell, you know, on your arm or whatever. But there are lots of uses.
Well, you were talking about your flamethrower even there. Like, you can't run moonshine out of your flamethrower, can you?
You can.
Can you run a full-blown moonshine flamethrower? Because that would be your trick. You come out with your moonshine flamethrower, one blast over the audience, and then they're ready to go. Now they're warmed up.
Right, but you can barely see the flame.
Right.
You know, when alcohol burns, sometimes it's clear. You know, back when the Formula race cars that run on alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember back when they would have fire in the pits and you couldn't see the flame at all.
Yeah, the invisible fire. And
correct.
And people, I've seen videos of this, and the person is like, "I'm on fire," and you can't see it.
Yeah.
And then the person's freaking out, and it's bizarre, and the person is on fire.
Because it hurts like the orange fire, but it's not.
Yeah, you just can't see it. It's invisible. It's
right.
weird.
So that's why in my flamethrower, which I have brought to show you guys, because I've mentioned it on the show, and I happen to have it in the car. Because why? I'm from the South.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy times out there right now. You never know. You got to carry your flamethrower.
Well, luckily you're in Florida, and I believe you're allowed to carry flamthrowers.
I think you're encouraged.
Yeah. And I can take it into Publix if I want.
And this flamethrower here, do I need to hold this up to get it?
Hold it up a little bit if you
So
don't
where'd
mind.
you get this? Now,
this was gifted to me.
Okay.
This is the flamethrower.
Yeah,
it's the
that's a pulse fire.
exothermic pulse fire. This is what I call a concealed carry flamethrower. You could actually hook up a shoulder holster and carry this under your big peacoat.
Put that in your fanny pack.
If you wanted to, but it holds 1 quart of I'll call it accelerant. I use gasoline. It's not propane. It's not the propane ones that girls use. It's a spewing, flaming gasoline flamethrower, which if you had a quart of gasoline, we would go squirt this sucker out in the front.
Well, we have. It just so happens it's under my desk.
And it takes just moments to...
Oh, how quickly would they call the cops if we're shooting a flamethrower?
You only get 20 seconds out of it. So we're
Well, that's a
boom
long
and
time,
done.
Beazs.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing two, yeah,
Hold on. Counter 20.
we like to do 10 2-second bursts.
Oh,
is
yeah,
what
yeah,
we
yeah,
like
yeah.
to do, sir.
Two 10-second bursts. You
for
heard
the
man.
effect. But
Have you burned anything with it fun? Like, I don't know.
well,
like,
I've lit some people's bonfires with it,
Okay.
and some brush piles, and so shot some weeds out of somebody's ditch. Any excuse.
Yeah, any excuse to use
Any
it.
excuse.
So, yeah.
Wait a minute. There's a wasp nest.
Oh, yeah. For wasps, that'd be great. Just take your whole house down, like.
You could charge money to have someone shoot a wasp nest with a flamethrower. I feel like, or even hold on, where do you even purchase a flamethrower? Because I know it
Well, it was
wasn't.
gifted to
It's
him. He
online.
didn't-
Exothermic is the brand name. They make several of them. Mine is the Exothermic Pulse Fire, and when I received this as a gift, it was hooked to there's a picture of it right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh wow, it is shooting a stream of
Yeah,
fire.
that's like it's like heaving.
Now there's one of their big ones there. This one fits on the rail under the barrel of your AR that you put your flashlight on.
Okay, so this will literally
Oh
slide
yeah, look,
onto
there he
an
is.
AR.
There he is. He's got
Right
it on the
there,
bottom of
that's
his
it,
AR.
right there.
So right before you execution murder someone in Publix, you burn them with your flamethrower. That's what I would do.
Or just after, depending on what kind of.
True. Shoot them first and burn them right there in the deli section.
So now, when you're shooting this,
Wow.
Beazs, are
Hold
you
on, I'm going to put this up for everybody else. Let me see if I can find this.
so
for
similar? Okay, so when you're a kid and you're spraying some can of aerosol and then lighting with a lighter and then
Right.
making a flamethrower
Well,
that
we just
way.
did
right?
potato cannons. That's about as good as I
Yeah.
got into land.
So like there was always that fear, even though I don't think it's possible for the fire to come back into
The can and blow you
yeah, and
up.
blow you up, which is an urban legend because it cannot come through the straw and even get into the can. But are you worried about that at all when you're shooting this? Like,
Not really, because this is a professional, actually made and vetted, had to go through whatever
Yeah.
processes you go through, and it has an internal pump. You charge it up with a wall wart. You plug it into the wall wart, and it charges a battery in it, which runs the pump that pumps your gasoline through the front, and also supplies the spark to the electrodes that make the arc that keeps the flame lit. So
it looks like the front of it, like it looks like taser,
like taser prongs.
prongs that
Yeah.
that it will like come together, kind of like a barbecue grill, and then create the spark that will light the accelerant, the gas,
Right,
and
right.
it shoots out 20
Oh, yeah.
feet.
It's impressive.
shoots 20 feet. And what I want to do is, and I'll go ahead and broach this with you guys because I need investors.
Yeah.
Is we want to start the Killer Bees Flamethrower birthday party.
All right, okay, I'm in.
Candle lighting, burn the tail on the donkey, blazer tag, meet a disgruntled firefighter. I think it would, and we can franchise it out.
Now, have you let
Hold on.
the...
Imagine. Okay, hold on. What about this? You know the suits that like the people wear when they go to volcanoes,
Right.
Like those big
like the thermal suits.
thermal
Like
moon
the-
man suits,
yeah.
right? Like imagine having two flamethrowers and you're on some sort of paintball course and you're actually fighting each other.
Okay, wait, so it's fireman versus paintball boys? Like,
No, you're just you have two flamethrowers and you're in the volcano suits and then you're just shooting the flamethrowers at each other. Like,
how do you win?
You die.
yeah.
Or the other
Yeah,
person
yeah.
dies. Obviously you don't die, and that's the
You
winner.
could, and we can use a pickleball course for that.
I like this. Already,
Okay.
already burned hot. Let's.
Yeah, there'll be a couple of adjustments. Kevlar net instead of just your regular
yeah,
net.
okay,
yeah.
So that, and then
Save us some money.
that's pretty much all the rules.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like chainmail. I'm a big fan of chainmail. It doesn't get used that much. I like the chainmail net.
Now, is this your only hobby? Like, because I thought last time you were here, you were talking guitars, right?
Right.
Are you still playing guitar?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you
Oh,
were telling
yeah.
me you got 8 guitars.
Yeah, I'm down to only 8 guitars, which is kind of
How
sad.
many did you have at your most?
I think my most I ever had was 13.
That's
Okay.
a lot. That's a lot
Something
of guitars.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you have
but even 8's a lot of guitars.
So
Do you display them so that people see? or do you have them in your music room?
Yeah, they're all upstairs in my guitar room.
Okay, yeah.
We have a 3-car garage, and there's a bonus room above it. And when we were building that house, I was managed by Reba McEntire's company, and we were doing cutting some tracks in her studio on Music Row. And we're telling them that we were going to put a guitar room in the house. And they go, well, how are you going to soundproof? We go, we don't know yet. It may be foam. We go, no, come here. And they showed me the how they built her studio. It's a room inside a room.
Yeah.
They showed us the designs of it and all like that. So we did our upstairs room like that. You go up some steps off the little breakfast nook, and it takes 2 doors to get into it. They're like 4 inches apart, so there's a wall
super quiet.
inside a wall, so there's that dead air space. And,
I bet that sounds lovely though. For like, even if you just want a spot in the house to go think.
Why do they do it like that instead of just adding sound?
Because dead air, the airspace doesn't carry the same vibration that some insulation in there, like even foam insulation will vibrate.
Okay.
And you've got to have a dead airspace because air doesn't carry the vibrations as well as another solid structure that's touching the inner wall.
All right.
And so we did a double floor, and then we did walls inside a wall. I have the one back wall that's brick, that's not a double wall, but it's all brick. And I do get some bleed out from my window that's up there. So I really should get myself a piece of sound deadening stuff or foam or something to put in that window. But other than that, if I'm up there, and I don't play super loud up there, but downstairs it sounds like maybe there's a radio on somewhere in the house playing really bad music.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have your own recording studio. Like you probably record inside there and like.
Yeah, I've got a few little deals that I can record on, and that's what I like to do. I like to play lead guitar to backing tracks. I'll just bring all these different backing tracks up on YouTube and stuff. And
I was telling TC about that. Like I've gotten back into. I set up all my drums again when my daughter helped me set them all up, and I really took my time and did it the way I would have done it back in the day when I was gigging. You know?
Right.
So I didn't do it quick. I took a long time to make sure that, and this is going to sound silly, not to drummers, to you guys maybe, but like something like the floor tom, making sure when I'm sitting in front of my kit that when I go to hit that floor tom, that it feels perfect. I'm talking about not even an inch off. Like every time I go to hit it, it's in the right spot.
On the head
that takes
even.
a long time of kind of playing it, and you move it a little bit, and you play a little more, and you move it a little bit, and you play, and you move it a little bit. And I did that for a very long time, but the backing tracks that you can just get with no drums on YouTube, you can get any song in the world that you want to play from any artist in the world, even artists that are weird that like that you don't think somebody has done. Well, you might be surprised. Check before you poo-poo it. Check it because somebody may have done it. I'm talking punk rock songs that you shouldn't be on there that people have gone in and removed the drums, and you can go in and play any song you want. And if you want to learn it, there's a guy on there or a kid that will teach you like, hey, here's the easy way to learn how to play like Rosanna from Toto, the Purdy Shuffle. I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's a kid. He'll show you. He'll break it down. He'll say, do this first, and you do it. And he's like, do this next, and you do it. And next thing you know how to do it. Do you find that you get lost in that?
I find that it is very humbling.
It is humbling
to watch a 9-year-old go
like you're being
that.
a little old on the age too. I'm talking like some of these kids. Like honestly, you're looking at them and you're like, first of all, I didn't know that 9-year-olds knew how to turn on a computer, let alone they're editing their own video. It's like sometimes it's more impressive that like look, I get it that you know how to play piano, 9-year-old, but how did you cut your own video and edit it and put it up there to help me?
Right.
Crazy.
And now this, do you record yourself when you're
I can
play into the tracks?
I can.
I do that religiously, man, because I learned by going, okay, that sucked. I will never again put my finger on that dot on that string during the key if everybody else is in A minor. I will never ever. But I always record it and the stuff that doesn't just make me sick, you know. I'll keep that, and that's what I listen to when I write.
Yeah.
Or when I'm doing chores around the house, just instrumental stuff, me trying new licks. There's some great Allman Brothers backing tracks that I'll just make up my own guitar parts to. So that's what I like to do. That's fun to me.
It is fun, and it feels like you're doing something for your brain, like the way that I do it now, and I'm doing something really weird.
And you are doing something for your brain. You really are, man, because you're using a lot of awareness, listening, time, everything that helps your brain stay active.
It feels good. Like it feels you feel good after you're doing
like
it.
exercise for your brain.
Correct. So I go in and what I do is I do drums because I know drums, right? Like I went to school for drums. So I'll do 30 minutes of drums, and then I jump over and there's a chair right beside my drum set. I get in my chair, I get out my guitar, and I sign myself up for online guitar lessons, but for theory. Because where I really am not good is like my ear is great. I can hear things and I can pick it. And like if you gave me 10 minutes to learn a melody, I'll learn it. It's easy. I'll learn how to do it. But I won't know what the hell I'm doing. What notes are you playing, Dan? Couldn't tell you. Never been able to tell you any note I've played ever in my life.
And
so
I'm
learning theory now, and I find that it is hard. I wish I was a child learning theory because it's so much easier when you're a kid to learn theory.
Right.
But I'm forcing myself every night. I do like 20 minutes of it, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But like last night I'm learning chords and I'm playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I have to call out each note I'm playing, E, A, G, and then it's hard.
Oh, that's good.
And it is very important. Aspiring guitar players, it's important to learn every note on your guitar. I laid in bed one night and counted notes and frets in my head all the way up and down the fretboard on all 6 strings over and over until I know where every note is. And then you have to get hip to the concept of the number system, like a 1-4-5.
Yeah.
With a 6-2 added in.
Yes.
Which is intervallic.
There's all different systems
and
all different ways that people kind of teach you to, so you can almost basically improv on the guitar. So you're doing more lead stuff. Like Beazs is a real guitar player. I'm just trying to get up to speed so I know what the hell I'm playing.
Well, I'm not a real guitar player, but I do know enough that if I see, okay, this is a 7th chord.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, a freaking 7th chord. But if I know the root is an E, which is number 8, there's like 8 notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so the 1 through 8 means each different one. So if it's a 7th chord, I go, you know what? Well, my root, which is my E, I'm going to go back one number, one step to a D. I'll add this D in here to this chord, and then that makes it a 7th chord.
And then what blows people's minds is you talk about this, and you're using these letters, and you're talking about it, and then it's all just math. It's
right.
It's literally just, if you're good at math, you can be good at
And I've
music.
heard the phrase math rock. I've heard that tune, math rock.
Yeah, when those guys are like super technical and they literally get in there and they like their music becomes equations, like it's insane.
Yeah. Now your son plays guitar, right?
Right. Our youngest son, Sky, is working on an album he's going to put on Spotify. And he has composed all this stuff, and he plays bass and guitar, and he'll do horn parts on guitar, and then kind of transpose it in the word, but synthesize them into saxophone and stuff. Well, I will let y'all hear one a little bit later on, because they're not copywritten yet, so we can't put them out on the air. But there's some where he does all these saxophone parts on guitar, and he was telling me the other day, he goes, I'm going to change that and make those parts sitar instead of sax. He goes, and I go, well, did you play all those horn parts? He goes, I played most of them. He goes, but there are some combination of notes that you can play on a saxophone that you cannot play on a guitar because you don't have as many fingers or something.
Sure.
Or I think and I'm not a horn player, but you can have a bunch of different pads pressed on a horn that you can't reach and do the same thing the way a guitar is set up. So there's but he knows all that, but he does just killer stuff that we're just agog. Every time we hear it.
Do you ever jam with your son together?
Yes, and it is
That's cool.
it's terrible. It is awful. I'll be up in my little guitar room doing my 3 little blues notes, with different dots, and he'll come up and pick up his guitar, and like 10 seconds in, I'm like setting my guitar down.
Yeah.
Okay. Dad, play this. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I got to let my fingers rest. I've been up here all day trying to do this. So he shreds. Matter of fact, we bought tickets. One of his Christmas gifts is we've got tickets to see the Steve Vai, Joe Satriani band.
Yeah.
They've put a band together, Satch Vai, and they're playing in Mobile at the Sanger Theater, and we've got tickets to go see them.
We
We
talked to
interviewed
Joe.
both guys.
Yeah, we
Oh,
talked
really?
to them both
Yeah.
when they were putting this tour together.
Okay.
And actually, I think Joe had just entered his Van Halen. He was doing that thing with Sammy for a second.
Right.
And then it was right before this is happening. Yeah, that's going to be great, man.
Yeah. And at one point in time, they were saying that Animals as Leaders, who is Tosin Abasi, a real technical player that plays like 8 and 9 strings. He does like bass slap on guitar.
Yeah, it's a wild technique.
But he's not going to be there, so I don't know who's going to be opening for it. But
It's cool to see these
that's
monster
gonna be
guitar
a
players
fun
touring
thing.
together.
Yeah.
Is like you used to get that back in the 80s. You get like those Monsters of Rock tour where it's like it's the best of everything in one tour.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They're trying to do that with like the Rockville thing, but it's not the same. I like these where you get like all the main lead guitar
Right,
guys that
right.
you like. That Surfing with the Alien album will forever be.
Yeah.
I grew up on that, so that was like always huge to me.
I remember the video from Surfing with Satch Boogie, and that was
Yes.
and that was before Joe Satriani ever had braces.
I didn't know he
Yeah,
had
he had,
braces.
he had some kind of jaw surgery. He had
I
to
did
wear
not know
braces
that.
for a little bit.
Oh my God.
So, and there's another band, one of the guys from Blackberry Smoke, and who's this kid? Dang, I can't remember him right now, but a high profile player.
Yeah.
They've put a band. I think it's called the Toys something. No, I don't think it's Toys in the Attic
Kind of like an
Probably.
Aerosmith style. Like I
or
remember that album.
something. Yeah, but anyway, Marcus King.
Oh, I
is
love
playing with
Marcus
him.
King.
Yeah, he's in that band.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, Marcus
right.
is an amazing player too. Yeah, like he's a Carolina guy, and he's like on my bucket list to see live. Is
Crazy
Marcus.
good player, man. Plays
Yeah.
a big three. I've seen him play everything, but yeah, lately he's been playing a big red 335.
Yeah, that's his
Yeah.
normal act. But what's weird for him is that like I remember, I forget the name of the guitar shop he was on. He played. Here's a guy that's like a kid. He had a band. He's working and playing.
Yeah.
He goes on this one YouTube channel. It's like what's like Norman's Famous Guitars or some channel.
Yeah.
He plays one song and then it's like that's it. Everybody saw you. So
Well-
now you're off to the right. And he already was doing it, but it's like that. The internet got a hold of him and was like, well, you have to be it now.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah.
started making big name records. He got with Dan Auerbach from what's the name of that band? The two piece that does the laid back stuff. Anyway, you know what? Welcome back to the show where we don't know who anybody we're talking about is.
Hey, you guys are asking me like I know. I don't know nothing. All I want to do is shoot that flamethrower.
Hey, Digger Manus, that came out your nose. I saw that. Digger Manus from the MoonShiners show was at a many years ago at a Warren Haynes concert. And he said this kid comes, and he's talking with Haynes, his manager. He knows him, and this kid comes up to him and goes, "Hey, my name's Marcus, and I love playing guitar, and I'm pretty good at it. And could you get Mr. Haynes to listen to my CD?" And Digger tells Warren's manager, "Man, let's take that kid's CD, throw him a bone." So he took it back there to Warren Haynes, and he played one track off of it, and he went, "Go get that kid," and brought him back there, and he let him jam with him on stage that night.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a
As
true
a matter
pro.
of fact, yeah. But I just love that he goes, "I love playing guitar, and I'm pretty good."
Yeah, he's a pretty humble guy.
The guys that are great are understated like that, man, and I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Unlike me, y'all, I'm the best comedian ever. This Saturday night, Saturday.
Yep.
Ormond Beach Performing Arts Center.
Well,
Yep.
you're at a good venue. It's always a pleasure seeing you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing the flamethrower by.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some cake next time to have Beazs lined up.
And again, get your tickets at killerbeaz, Beaz.com. beazs.com. And again, anywhere near the Ormond Beach Performing Arts Center, you got to go by and see Killer Bees January 31st.
You'll love it.
Bees, thanks so much for coming by.
Appreciate
Love
you,
y'all,
buddy.
man. Thank y'all, and I'm glad I got to show you my flamethrower.
Well, we appreciate you bringing it in. And guys, we will be right back.